Overall Setting Podcast. Overall Settings. You know you are the leader now. You're taking over with speed now. Overall Settings. Yes, you're on the go. Everybody want to watch your show. You're watching Overall Settings Podcast. Boom.
I'm feeling this aura. Yeah, that's the deal in this
live on Overall Settings.
I'm your vice and to the world, ambassador to the universe, and we are representing Overall Settings.
Splash the artist, sing a splash. Yeah, man. Overall set.
Your big respects to original Dan Raja, Apache Indian in the place. Catch me on Overall Setting.
This is Shining. I found out. So here what? As pertain to the overall setting. And for the main device, you know say a prostant from where you don't straight out. I'm watching the piece and represent the overall setting.
Hey yo, check this out. This is Anthony Cruz live and direct, and I'm here to tell you about the Don't Know Us Overall Setting scene.
This is Silver Cat, aka Iron Claw, and I will be on the Overall Podcast Setting.
From me see the face and hear the voice, them know say Rasta British, the true leader. I'll be featured live on Overall Settings Podcast.
Bonjour tout le monde. You know it's me, your girl Joe, now representing with the Overall Settings Podcast Show.
Hey, don't know fearless wonder. I'm here represent the Overall Settings. Let's go live on Overall. This is Jay Warren, and you can check me out live on Overall Podcast. No gonna make them need. What put me the Salaman and Tigana Overall? Me like coming some like boy fire everything. Police man a fire AK-47, but soldier man, them a fire is love.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was then. And that is the voice of Mr. Melody, who we have the pleasure of having here tonight, singing Melody. The soundtrack of so many of our lives from them time there till now. And to this day when him there, the man still a give thanks. So before we bring him on, this song is a song where him just recently do, and it's a part of an album that he has out right now, the next chapter. But this song yields so much meaning and exemplifies the type of person and the type of contribution that this man has made to this business. Give thanks, singing melody.
Who are you?
Check, 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 check.
Who are you? Who are you? Yeah.
Listen to the profound words.
Say that you are the one who created this. We gotta give thanks. We got to give thanks.
Yeah, and pull them through them I select. That's what this platform is all about. That's what this platform is all about.
To come and say that you
Giving those that deserve their flowers while they're here. Mr. Melody is here tonight.
We gotta give thanks. We got to give thanks, yes, for the ones who come before us, and we got to shake hands. We got to shake hands, yes, for a job well done. I said we better give thanks. We better give thanks, yes, for the ones who come before us, and we got to shake hands. We better shake hands, yes, for a job well done, yeah. It's been a long time coming, from way back when. Long, long time. I see so many faces, heard so many voices who contributed to what we do and contributed to what we gain.
Wow.
So we can be more educated.
Cha-cha.
I said we better give thanks. We better give thanks.
Yo, Jano, well on. Yo. Goose people come up on my skin a while ago. That me I try to tell them. That's what this is all about. That's what this platform is about. Yes, Mr. Melody, talk to them.
We gotta give thanks. We got to give thanks, yes, for the ones who come before us, and we got to shake hands. We got to shake hands, yes, for a job well done. I said we better give thanks. We better give thanks, yes, for the ones who come before us, and we got to shake hands. We better shake hands, yes, for a job well done, yeah. It's been a long time coming, from way back when. Long, long time. I see so many faces, heard so many voices who contributed to what we do and contributed to what we gain, so we can be more educated. I said we better give thanks. We better give thanks, yes, to the ones who come before us, and we better shake hands. We got to shake hands, yes, for the job well done, and we better give thanks. We better give thanks, yes, to the ones who come before us. Yes, you better shake hands. You better shake hands, yes, for a job well done.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm overall settings welcome for the legendary dancehall singer who we have the pleasure of having here tonight, Mr. Singing Melody.
What a welcome, what a welcome. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. And the word itself is relevant. When we say give thanks, it's no joke, is for every living things and every moment that we spend doing great things, you know. Like yourself, setting a great platform and setting an overall settings where people from all walks of life will definitely tune in and learn some things, you know. Right. So we give thanks, just as the song says.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I heard it, you know, it's like I'm not even gonna say I consider, because now I know that I'm on a spiritual journey. This journey has led me from being an artist at the age of 17, aspiring to be the next sluggy ranks, because my career started here in America. And I used to drive up to New York, and one particular time I drove up to New York, and Daddy Biggs is on the live right now. Big up Seven Star, that are the first sound we may ever play upon. And I was an artist / selector for that sound, and we ventured into Dan One studio. And when we were there, you were there. And a gentleman by the name of Major Son was there. And Dan One was there. And brother, you give about 20 piece. You know, them time it's like the box full of singing melody. I'm like, at that particular time, being a star, my perception of, people being a star was like them not having humility or not being able to talk to them or whatever. But you just exemplified this person that you were this big stature, but at the same time, you were so approachable and so easy to talk to. And that is one thing I always remember, boy, see, like being there with you and the laughing, the joking, and I think we went out and bought some food or whatever the case may be. And, and then hearing this song 20 odd years later and knowing what this platform is about, it just stood out to me, and I just had to play this song, to let people know that week in and week out doing this. And that's what this is about. And that song just kind of summed it up for me.
Like you just said just now, everything is on everyone. I was just talking to Winford Williams about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I was talking about the same thing. It's just so ironic that this topic remains the same topic that we're about to discuss, and humility and all of that stuff. Like I said, God meant good for us from the beginning. That's why He created us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just my whole belief. So it doesn't really matter where you go. You can go hell and back.
Mm-hmm.
If you're one of God's son, in the end, you have to be a good ending product.
Right.
And I use many different artists otherwise from myself, growing up as a youth, I grew up, humility was a part of my life because, everybody around me was definitely that kind of persona, the great Dennis Brown, the great Gregory, and all of these great artists that I've learned from over the decades is that I've never seen anything otherwise from humility. But the music was so powerful that it surpassed the humility.
Right.
So when like what you were talking about earlier, when I was in New York back then at Dan One, I knew who I was,
Right.
I knew the power, I knew everything, but at the end of the day, we are human beings and we have to meet at some point and somewhere at some point to really discuss whatever we need to discuss or talk. I think when one lose themselves and becoming a star doesn't mean that you are out there in the limelight and you become this iconic figure where you're more higher than people, and this whole persona that people take on as to be a star. I think I looked at it really different based upon how I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with the likes of, like I tell you, the Dennis Brown, the Gregory, the Yellow Man, and certain people. And I have learned this business with humility, and was like a college to me, it was like a university. So I have to learn it, come up and understand what it is to be that star and how to maintain that and not lose your flavor,
right.
which is important. So it's good to hear you saying these things now, because now we realize that when God turned it out to be good for you, there's nothing else can come out except good.
Exactly.
I mean, you might run up and down, and you might do some little side things and so on, but it comes right back to the goodness of God,
Exactly. And like I said, for over the years, like initially I ventured into the music as a singer. You were one of my biggest inspirations. Shined was one of the person who inspired me to take
big up Shined,
to take up a talkaphone and 20 years after I discovered this cassette, I had the opportunity to have him sit down on the platform and all a reasoning with him, and it was just like every show is a confirmation that this journey that I'm on is something that supposed to be doing. And there's a and this is not even just about my personal journey, but there's so much more of a divine purpose in all of this. If you get what me I said.
Yes, man, definitely. And like I said, we're not different in so many ways because we're on the same trend of understanding that role and that role at the same time. And that's why, it's a difficult task for me when somebody or someone or a producer bring a project to me that has no significant value to humanity.
Right.
And expect me to be a part of it because I don't know how to be a part of something that is degrading human being or to fight against a certain kind of person or to offend anybody at all. So for that reason, I remain so fine like wine, with age and all of that, it gets better and you learn more, you're more wiser, and there's certain things that you do that will last forever. I mean, it's timeless.
Right. And what a lot of people feel to understand when they're on the outside looking in, as hard as it is, when you truly love it and you're spiritually inclined with it, it's effortless. So even if it's being in the studio for 24 hours and you're tired, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still effortless because it goes without saying, like, regardless of how tired you are, you're going to keep doing it. If you have 12 cities for do in the space of a week, you're going to do it because the drive within you to serve whatever purpose you know that you were put here for makes it effortless. You know what I mean? So it's like when you see Jordan step out on the ball field now, you know what I mean? Like, me and you would have loved to do what him do. But
yes,
the motivation and the drive where him have is something that me and you can't relate to. But it's the same way when people look their perception of you. Oh, me can't sing. True melody, I get girl, and him I do this and him I do that. So me can't do it too. You know what I mean? So it made me decipher very early in the game, learning from you guys that there are some people who are born for do things and there are some people who just simply want to do things. And you can distinguish the people who born for do what them do. Because everybody born for do something, You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
you just got to find it. You just got to find what you're good at doing and just do it to the fullest, I like I said, the conversation that we're having now is not surprising to me because Winford Williams and I just talk about the same thing.
Right.
And it's just by me calling a different friend, a friend of mine, just to heal him up. And when him start to ask me if I know Winford, and I said, yeah, man, I know Winford, man. Winford is a good bridge and thing. So I said, Winford Williams from on stage, I say, yes, man. I only him alone name the name ring a bell. So him say, hold on a second. So him just pass the phone. So when he pass the phone now, his Winford voice at me here night. So you see, again, it's good to be good. Because what if I didn't like Winford and Winford didn't know? Right away, I would have put on the spot and I would become an enemy. Exactly. But when you're good from your heart genuinely, because I don't see anyone negative. I don't see any. I mean, I see people with negative action, but that doesn't mean that they're 100% negative.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Something can change, but like we said, it's good to be good. I mean, there's the only pay you're gonna get from that is good. Right. You understand? There you go.
So, touching on the note of like me say, distinguishing people who are born to do things and people who want to do things. At what particular point did you find out that this music was for you?
I mean, this is the first time I've asked this question this way, and so I have to take a little time to process it because from what I've learned and what I've known my whole life is that music was something that I was destined to do, but I didn't know if music was gonna choose me.
Right.
There's this kind of saying, right? Like you have a lot of people out there who they might do music and they might say, yeah, man, my band for do it, but in a year or two, you just don't hear from them. The music just leave them.
Exactly.
You know, someone asked me this question a few months ago about, you know, how I knew that my journey would end up here. I said I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I said I know I love music, and that's what I will pursue is music to the fullest of my ability. It means that I will leave everything else behind and focus and zoom in on what I think is the main objective, which is music.
Mm-hmm.
So I was dull in a lot of different area because all my energy was focused on music, whether I get paid or I don't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? First of all, there was no money when we started.
Right.
You know, so it was just pure love.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've done is really just pour all the love that I have in music and continue to do so even today.
Right.
That's why I could still get a new project with Singing Melody. Most man make 6 or 5 albums for them in them entire career and them stop. Because them just become more or less say, well, I eat that. No, but if you have a calling for something or something choose you, you have no choice. There's a lot of times I decided, well, you know, even though I have other businesses and so on, I decided that, you know, maybe it's time for me to just throw in the umbrella and leave this thing out to some other people and make them go on. Because based upon the challenges them sometimes you face, like within the music industry, and you start to realize that you're back at ground zero because people who you think that would give you support is not giving you that support anymore. And you wonder if it's worse, you're getting worse, or you're getting better. So it's a lot of time the thoughts come to mind and you decide, all right, good, you know, I am what I am, you know, I'm not gonna change. And then you sit quiet for a minute and then you realize that the music call you back and say, what you doing?
Exactly.
Remember, I choose you and you didn't choose me.
Exactly.
You know, but it goes both ways. I think I was born to do this by now, you know, after 30 odd years, you know, I would have find something else to do, but I realized I still have the giant. I still have the fire and still have the love and still have the passion, and I am spending crazy money within music industry and still building and growing, you know. And I call it a lifetime achievement and investment with the fans. That's how simple I look at it. It's an investment that I've made with the fans from day one, and it has never changed up till today.
Right. I mean, you know, I get that, you know, basically everything that you just said is where I've been, where I'm at, where I'm like weekend, like I just told you. You was like, yo, you're very busy. We took on this cause about 8 months ago. When we initially started it, we didn't even have a concept of what a podcast was. And we just knew that it was a calling. We embarked on this journey. We started to do it. It wasn't even artist based, you know. And Chico was my first artist, and then he liked the reasoning, and then Tutu's him say, yo, the man I want an interview, and I'm like, bro, me not really even do interview because he's an artist. My thing is more like a reasoning. It's an organic conversation with a person. Yeah, we ask some of the standard question them, but at the end of the day, it's so much more than that to me, because even though I was not there with you guys in the trenches doing what you were doing, I went through a similar journey. Mine was even a little bit harder because my career started here. So at that particular time in the 90s, I was always hearing, well, if you want bus, you know, you have to go to Jamaica, you know. You know what I mean? Or if you want, you know what I mean? So I heard all of those things, and then going to New York and vibing with Sluggy and the whole of the man, them is like, me reach a certain point and me like, yes. And then finally, when me get the opportunity to go to Jamaica, me go up on a big stage and then boom me. So I'm like, so all of this time when I say, yo, me for reach a Jamaica, no, me there. So me must have got tear down the place, I know, and me run out the stage and then run me off. And I'm like, so all of this was for what? You know what I mean? Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, hearing these things and seeing these things, and actually living these things, you know what I mean? It gives me confirmation hearing certain things from like you, certain things from Shined, certain things from all of the artists that forward to this platform that lets me know that I'm on the right track. You know what I mean? Because it's been those
Yeah.
times when obviously
Well, you know, my mother always says, you know, the same mouth that say no is the same mouth come back and say yes.
exactly.
I use these quote because she's not here with us now, you know, for over 10 years. And
Same with my one. So,
yeah, and you know, more and more it's like she lives inside of me because everything that she has taught me over the years growing up without a father, it's like an open book playing back in my life, like in my adult life. Everything I've done, I hear some form of parables that connected to her story and connected to everything that she has taught me, you know, and you know, and to come back and hear it back again from you, you know, it's another thing. You know, she said never over until the fat lady sings, you know.
yeah.
So what that is simple saying is that you may not made it on the other side yet as the artist that you aspire to be, but then here you are on a different level doing something pertaining with artists that is on the same level and on the same and even on a bigger worldwide entity, because guess what happened? It's YouTube, it's your program, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the settings, and you know it is something that has to do with you and your connection with music itself. So you see, it has never left you, you know, like we said, never over until the fat lady sings, you know. And that's how I look at every individual that I meet or I've met in my lifetime. You know, I always encourage them to let them know that, you know, don't throw in the towel. There's a lot more to get from that towel. You know, it may look beat up, it may look like you use it so many times and it look ragged, you know, the threads are peeling out, but guess what happened? You know, it still have more endurance in it to wipe more sweat. So keep running, you know. It's not over until you don't have this towel in your hand again. And even so, you still get up and fight. So at the end of the day, that's my spirit within music itself.
Mm-hmm.
I've faced challenges. I've faced everything else that comes along, but I don't talk about, you know, the challenges them so much. You know, I talk about the solutions and how I get to overcome them, and the perseverance I use to do so. You know, so it's a beautiful thing, and I would repeat this journey again 100 more times if I have to. But one of the things that I will do different is really just take a different approach to the business side of things, and you know, and so on. But like I said, you know, it's a beautiful journey, and I'm still enjoying it and still loving it. You know, I'm here in Florida now, getting ready for the Jerk Festival tomorrow.
Oh wow!
Lost and Shaggy and Skinny Man from Trinidad, I think. You know, so we understand. We understand that we're preserving something that is going to be some good to someone later on. So
right.
I mean, I'm glad again, you know, for the effort and trying to persevere and still go through the same way, regardless of the booze, because I understand what booze is, because as an entertainer, I've booed once in my whole career. Seriously. I think maybe once or twice. You know, so I understand the feeling, but at the same time, I'm saying, okay, all right, so on the booming, all right, just wait. Watch how me I come back hard.
Exactly.
You know, so that is really just what I use to motivate myself to say, what I've done wrong? What did I do that them couldn't connect with? And I went back and I look and I asked people, you know, why you think them booming? You know, even people in the crowd me ask, you know, and I say, well, you know, it's like one man does say boo, and it's like the whole people, everybody does say boo. Cause it's like you know, it's a thing with show business where you have to understand. If one man in the crowd say boo,
and
you stop to pay him attention, the crowd won't boo you.
Of course.
Eventually.
It's
That's
just
what's
like,
going to happen.
it's just like when a dog know you're afraid, you know. You know.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, my thing came in way of it was like an artist who took me there decided to take this opportunity to this artist who was in the crowd, and the people knew that that artist was in the crowd, so they were more concerned about seeing a response from that artist opposed to him bringing another artist that they did not know on the stage. You know what I mean? And when that artist took the stage, by the time I was already midway through my set, and they seen him on the side of the stage, which is Mad Cabra, who is, I mean, a colossal figure at that particular time. You know what I mean? So it's like you got this guy on stage, and Cabra is ready to respond to this guy who just diss him. Come on for that. You know what I mean? And some people come out, you know what I mean? I try to force the issue. No, listen to one now. Listen to one now. The people. So me actually did buy that booty.
Well, you know, I mean, there's a lot of learning stages in life. I look at life as, you know, one today I was just saying something to someone, and I was saying to them that you know, there's a lot to give to be grateful for and to give thanks for, because if we were dead, we wouldn't have learned them, you know?
Right.
We'd have gone to a different place where we have learning something differently. I don't know what that is, but because I'm not there yet. But at the end of the day, is that life is for the living, and it's for living and learning and exceeding and excelling and challenge and everything that you know. That is the odds that most people will look at and say, boy, I may suffer or may struggle. You know, I don't see life as a struggle. I see life as circumstances based upon where you are in the world, and your situations. And what you have to do is just use that situation and make the best out of it, you know, because a lot of us didn't born in the rich and famous family, you know. Right. But we have learned, you know, that our environment is already rich, because then you have clothes, you have shelter, you have food, you know, and things like this. So you're rich, you know.
Exactly.
Then you have another set of people who are in the world that doesn't have shoes and they don't have clothes, but it doesn't matter to them because that's not their thing. It's just a different environment. They grew up differently with different culture and different kind of things. So we will see them on TV and we will say, why them people that suffer? But they're actually richer than us in many ways, because you see, they're using their environment to their
advantage.
To their demand, and that's what life is all about, you know. And if you could say, well, yeah, then people could have do well with some clothes and so on and so on. If you want to offer them, you might send clothes and you realize they don't even wear it because that's not their lifestyle.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So that's how I see life in a nutshell, my brother. You know, I mean, the music has taught me so much that it's becoming now like an encyclopedia of knowledge and wisdom that makes me think that less is more. No. Before I used to always think that more means more, and you have more, and everything is just about you having all these things and everything that you wanted. But then as you start to grow, you realize that you start to let go certain things because it's too exactly. You know, my mother used to say the higher the monkey climb is the more in bottom exposed.
Exactly.
It just means that the higher you climb is the more people can look underneath you and say, boy, you know, I saw underneath him stay, man. But if they're on a level, or you're on a level, them always gonna see you on that level there, you know.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean you mustn't challenge life and becomes the best person, because that doesn't mean that I am telling you that I don't challenge life. I'm just saying that overall, the settings is you have to find who you are, and you have to figure out that, and you have to go through that life experience, and you have to go through that learning and that curving and to better yourself, you know. And that's what life is on our own, you know. And you have to remember that God plays a big role in this. So don't take on the journey by yourself.
Yeah, man. It's about becoming, and I was just about to say that it's about becoming spiritually mature. You know,
Yeah.
we initially start out on this journey attached to the same grid of consciousness, and then when once you start to become a slave to what you know, you start to deviate from that because your ego it's things become more ego driven and based on what you know. And if you don't decipher that quickly, then you become a slave to what you know. You know what I mean? And not to what's within you. And then you
Yeah.
don't allow that spirit to navigate you, which is what's within you. You know what I mean? That's your compass. That's your GPS. But once you deviate from that and you allow your ego to, oh, them boy, you're not gonna pray until you know what I mean? You learn to be humble when you need to be humble. You learn to speak up when you need to speak up. You learn to act and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So, that brings me to like a point where you started out what early 80s, like early 80s. Okay. So you had this sea of singers, which is the dancehall looks nothing like the way it did back then. I mean, from King Everald to you can name 100 bad singer and the world. I talk about Leroy Gibbons. Just to name
Yeah.
a few. But for some odd reason, it's always if somebody now mention Sanchez, they might mention Singing Melody. You know what I mean? And me talk for that era there. Obviously, you'd have the Little Johns them before, and then
Yeah.
me talk about at that particular time, at the top of the food chain, from my vantage point. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if anybody else can remember. Barris did even kind of forward in after Uno because him they do a different genre of music at that particular time. So we weren't even hearing about Barris when you guys were like at the top of the food chain. So what was your journey to get to that point and still remain like one of the top voices of all time within the dancer? Because that's a very hard feat to accomplish.
Yeah. Thank you for summing it up for me because I wasn't even thinking so deep, but you are deep and you're following the history of the music. And a lot of people will hear you say that and say, what am I saying?
Mhm.
But you know the history and you read a lot, you research, and obviously you speak the truth.
Mhm.
What actually kept us here? Again, like I sum it up for you early on, is really the undying love for humanity
Mhm.
first, because I don't know about other folks who do interview, but I can tell you I have a passion and a love for people that I couldn't have made it without them.
Mhm.
You know, all my inspiration and everything that I've done musically, it's really about learning who people are, relationships, because most of my songs are surrounded. Um, my earlier songs were surrounded relationship based, as we call it, love songs, lovers rock, dancehall.
Mhm.
Um, and that's just really who I was and who I am at that time and still is.
Mhm.
Because I could say I'm much more powerful and much more deeper now because of everything that I've learned and the points that I've touched. I have a show that I do on Sundays on Instagram called Power Up Sundays.
Mhm.
And I started out doing this live thing because I realized that all my peers, my wife, and everybody was always saying to me that, you have a lot to share. Why are you not on social media? And I was like, but social media is for people who want to show off and to do things. That's how I used to look at social media. So I never used to be a part of it because I said, I don't want to, the Bible has taught me great lessons, who exalts shall be abased and things like that. And I don't want to take up a platform and not using it for the benefit of good of mankind. So when I started my platform, and I drift a little bit away from, and I'm going to show you how the music ties in back with everything. And to answer that question, because I never answer a question. Oh yeah, man, I've done this and I've done that, and that's why I'm staying at the thing. No, that's a question that needs explanation. You know what? That's your journey. You need to open up your journey and your journal so people can be able to see what that light was at the time. You know, the reason why they're studying history now is not because the pyramid was built.
Right.
And people saw the pyramid, but what they saw, it was a pyramid with mystery. So they have to get deep into it, and that's what you're doing now. So what I would say to you is that the love for people, the love for music, the continuation of good friends in the music and great producers who actually believe in my talent. You know, when you record for one producer in Jamaica, it doesn't speak volume. You know, when you record for your Bobby Digital, you get something from that. It's not just a song. You have gotten some life learned lessons and experience from a pioneer that helps to curve our music. So therefore, there's something that you must have gotten from that. What did you get?
Exactly.
You get this wisdom, humility, love,
exactly,
and working relationship, and educating yourself at the same time about the business aspect of the production side of music. So that's why I could have come now and give you an album like this on my own, you know, using the same platform that I've gotten and working with the same producers that I've learned from. Because I never forget my past. I never forget anything about my past, and I will still include some of the foundation people. But at the end of the day, I need some people now by my side where I learn from too, and still inspired me. You understand? So why we stay here so long is because there's a manual that a lot of people didn't get, and we have that manual. So they're creating their own manual now as they go. Meaning like the younger folks who are coming in the game now. They might create for them own manual.
Exactly.
So for them manual where they might create right now, it's really going to make them learn that, right, you know, we missed an opportunity. Winford talked to me earlier on about the same thing. Again, we have to bring up Winford name so much time. Because him said to me, I said to him, you know, the reason why I love Bounty Killer so much is because I youth, him do things from him art, and him not just do things. He do things because of him name Killer. Because if we can go back and remember Bounty Killer career, when him just started, this angry youth, the youth with us a shoot and everything. And to see the human being what this guy has turned into. And remember, you know, me and Bounty, we heal each other when we say, yeah man, bless up, and I say, yes, thing, I bless it. But me and him never depend on a real talk, like no real sit-down talk. And like how we are talk now.
Right.
But we can tell you, say, the love we have for the youth there, he wouldn't even know because he not see me like that. But me see him. Because me see him soul. Me see him a seek. You understand? And that's what the music has taught me, and that's why I'm relevant until today.
And I guess that's about sums it up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's getting there is a part of the battle. Staying there is everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that definitely you know, shores up the deal, you know, when you're able to, you know, year after year, you're talking about three decades
yes.
of a contribution, constant, consistent contribution, reinventing yourself.
Yes,
you know,
and also breaks too, you know, because
exactly.
if you don't stop or pause, I wouldn't say stop, pause a moment. I don't know of any artist who continue for 30 years successfully without having a pause.
Exactly.
You have to have a pause for a cause. So therefore you could study and let some other people shine.
Exactly.
So you can be able to become that legend, because at the end of the day, you're still being inspired, you know.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how much hit record you have.
Exactly.
People still inspire you.
Exactly.
Inspiration is a continuous thing. It's not something that you just inspire today and tomorrow you're not no more inspiration. Nobody else not inspire you.
You know, one of the people who I look at as you mentioned that, and I'm marveled by how their ability to put out an album roughly every 10 years and still remain relevant like them never left. Sade. Sade is one of those people who I admire her so much because she will leave you with something that literally will stick with you for 10 years. So it's like when she drop another album 10 years later, it almost coming like there was no gap in between.
Yeah. Music, let me tell you something. Music is medicine, you know.
Yeah. Therapy.
Music is therapeutic. It's a signal, what we call a telepathic signal that actually transcends through a human being.
Exactly.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, man.
When you hear the sound, it pulls you in closer to listen. But while listening, you've been captivating. Are being captivated by. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have a freeze, a pause a while ago in the interview. But sorry, my manager was calling me because I guess he think I'm traveling to my destination. So sorry about that. But yes, it's a sound and a movement that actually captivates human beings' soul. And it keeps you there or it show you somewhere else or you either like it or you don't like it. So I'm just saying that music itself, it has an affiliation with human being and it doesn't go anywhere else. It don't go to alien. It don't go to unknown species. Well, which we don't know about because up till now we don't know if dog love music. You know, we don't know if cat love it. We don't know if other animals. But only thing we can speak about is really our own kind. But if you really check the universe and how everything flows, of course, dog would love music because we see people make dog dance. You understand?
I mean,
so therefore, it was music.
I tell everybody, I tell everybody that forward to this platform that, and some people might think I'm crazy, and like you say, I go deep. You know what I mean? But I'm the type of person that says that every aspect of life comes right back to music. When you put your key in your car, that ping, 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 it's a frequency that hits your ear. And the average producer could take that same ping, ping, ping and build a track around it. You know what I mean? Like everything that's a sound is a frequency, and it hits you in a way where, like, even if you have your eyes closed and you've been hearing that sound for years, you would hear that sound and you'd be able to know that, that's somebody pushing a key in their car. You know what I mean? So it's like, just like when you hear that favorite song and it puts you wherever you were the first time you heard it, it's like the same feeling. You know what I mean? Like if you really analyze it and just like look at it. And that's why, that era, you guys' era, is so essential to me because the unity was there. And I would see 5, 6, 7 artists. Nobody was like clicked up. Like you never did have, 6 over your son, 7 over the son, wherever that click the name over there. It's like every artist just flock up forward on a stage. One man at all 20 man a share all one microphone. Everybody a sing per one sound. And you know what I mean? That was it. No is the segregation, and like I said, they're building their own blueprint. And it's gonna make sense to them somewhere down the line. Like probably it never make what we did that though at the time probably never make sense to them. So it's a generation gap there, but it just warms my heart for say, even though I was not there on those stages with you guys, I did get the opportunity to grace some of them with not necessarily in the sound era, but like opening shows when you guys came here or whatever the case may be. But I still feel like I am very much a part of that. Not sure what just happened. Not sure what just happened. That was singing melody on the live, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems we lost the connection. But that's what just happened. Mother Road.
Shit! Oh my God, it's so hot in here. Turn it up! So beautiful. Esa chica, so caliente. Ardiente. Move your body, body. Mamacita, the when you wine and tease her. Ardiente. Move your body, body. You hot. You hot, 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 hot. When you shake your body, in your heart, get hot, 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 hot. Girl, fi move to the rhythm and blues. Now wind them, make the man them confused. Well, I got to choose, so you better kick off your shoes. Wind up your body to the reggae and the dancehall groove. She does a move in a slow-mo, slow-mo. Watch how she move like a pro-dog, pro-dog. So go over with the enter. No necesito ayuda. Señorita, but when you wind you feel shy. Caliente, move your body, body. Mamacita, but when you wine and tease her. Ardiente, move your body, body. These girls around me are so confusing. So the bar is on me. Girl, drink what you're drinking. The place turn up, the place turn up. We don't wanna water the heat turn up. The place turn up, the place turn up. We don't wanna water the heat turn up. You're hot, 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 hot. When you shake your body, in your heart, get hot, 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 hot. Move to the rhythm and blues. Now wind them, make the man them confused. Well, I got to choose, so you better kick off your shoes. Wind up your body to the reggae and the dancehall groove. She does a move in a slow-mo, slow. Watch how she move like a pro-dog. So go to with the enter. No necesito ayuda. Señorita, but when you wind you feel shy. Caliente, move your body, body. Mamacita. But when you wine and tease her. Ardiente, move your body, body.
Wow. That's like so far like I'm done. Yo, like wow. Like
Yeah, I do know the feelings, you know. It's a transition. We could call it coming out of the box.
Right.
That's what most people would say, you know.
right, right.
You know, but what I like about this album is that I've done new things that I've never done before.
Right.
You know, when people say they're growing, you know, when you're growing, you have to show growth.
Of course.
In some ways.
Of course.
And if you say you're growing and every time you come out with something new, it is something old.
Right.
You know, it means that you're not evolving, you're not moving. And I wanted to do a project like this for so long because it gives you varieties, and it actually gives you a different side of an artist, of an artist that you would not normally see.
Exactly.
An artist does, you know. So this album has opened up a different kind of worm for me, and it's another level where I just think that it's a millennium level where, you know, to get Singing Melody to do a song about that kind of stuff, and
right.
you know, and it's still clean and remain musical. It's like a breath of fresh air to realize that you don't have to be downgrading or degrading a woman,
right?
You know, but you can build on her vibe and her energy,
right?
And how beautiful she is in so many ways, you know, and you know, and still make it dancehall and pop and fun.
Right.
You know, and something to watch. You know, when you look at the video, you see my cousin Fancy Cat in there, and he's just been funny in throughout the whole video. And that's just the whole concept of
Right.
you watching the video, is to distract you from
Right.
what the literal words is saying, and give you something to laugh about at the same time, but you're enjoying the music and the vibe of the music.
Right.
So you see a lot of different combination of things. And I love this album so much. It's dear to me because I've taken some time out to really analyze everything that I've done so far, and go back to all the histories and everything that I've done musically. And I said, you know, I want to put myself up and challenge myself, but still maintain a core audience and still maintain the kind of energy that will keep people remembering the singing one, you know.
and not only maintain, but this is gonna open up, you know, my belief, you to a whole new audience. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and that's that's admirable. You know what I mean? Especially, you know, for you to have been doing what you've been doing for so long, and still be able to have other people who probably didn't know you in the past gravitate to you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and you're right. You're right about that.
I wasn't even looking at the actual visual. You know, I'll probably go back and look at it. So I was talking about the girls. It was just the style of music I've never heard you do it before. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was more like, wow.
Yeah. So it's chopped with a little dance, with a little Afrobeat, and it definitely have a little pop in there that gives you a swing. You know, so my whole idea of bringing this kind of music together is because I'm a fan of all music. So when I listen to Bruno Mars, and when I listen to the Teddy Riley stuff, because I'm a big fan of Teddy Riley, but we'll get into the conversation when it comes to the Teddy Riley thing now. Because you know, when you look at in terms of music and how it has been created over the years and the decades, that it transitioned from this kind of sound to that kind of sound. And you know, why a lot of people get stuck into the 80s, you know, not that the 80s is really bad, but they get stuck into the 80s because they don't realize that the sound changed. And they don't realize that, you know, that we need to be diverse and we need to reinvent yourself, you know. I mean, listen to the youth them are sing nowadays. You have to bring a different kind of energy that, you know, but then still at the same time, you just can't forget who you are, you know. So you're not coming out of your lane, going to somebody else's lane and staying there. You're coming out to appreciate what they're doing. And that's why I'm saying that it's kind of hard when you listen to people doing interview and them talking about all the youth, them that mash up the business and this and that and that and that. So where you are do?
Exactly.
Where you are do? You sit aside and watch them and mash it up. No, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do and maintain what you need to maintain. And if you have to come out of the box and join them.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you still go back in your lane, because guess what? We have to remember that we have a lane for ourselves.
Exactly.
And a position to maintain. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Because if you contribute and you put your own, it's going to be that you and them have something going on. You don't understand?
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
So if you're spinning, why you think when they ask them a race, them put on the blind at them pan them? Because them don't want them look on the opposition. Them have to focus on what in
front, the road in front of them.
You know, master. So you know,
as long as nothing in front of them.
Right.
Them good. Them have a road.
Exactly. So you know, like you said, I don't have an issue. I mean, I actually listen to a lot of these new artists, and I actually like a lot of these new artists.
Exactly.
You know, some of the stuff that they do with their voice is incredible. I mean, some of the metaphors that they use, I'm like, wow. And you know, and you have to give them it hands down, like they have a web of people following them. Like
what a lot of people are afraid to say is that Cartel came and changed the flow of dancehall. A lot of people are afraid to say it because his incarceration and why, you know, this and that, but the negative stuff. And that's why I said to you, I don't look at what people focus on in terms of the negative stuff. I look at the stuff that meaningful, that means more.
Exactly.
So, you know, how do we get to this place? Yes, Cartel helped to do that, and a lot more artists, but Cartel was one of the main person who came and changed the flow of how which most people DJ.
Exactly.
And things become trap dancehall now and all of these things. You understand? It arrived from all of that.
Exactly.
But like I said, we are here before all of the ads that is here now. And we analyze the platforms and we analyze the talents, and we know that these people are really, really talented.
Of course.
And for them to come and make a swing like that, you know, we call overtake and hijack, you know, the road of dancehall and take it over and do something with it and make people talk. It takes skills to do that. You understand?
Exactly.
So we have to give what is due unto Caesar to Caesar.
Right.
You understand? If most people didn't do that in the life we live here now, we'd have a better life, because we'd have realized that we don't have to be I try to fight and I try to be an ag and dog business and I try to fight on each other.
Exactly.
Just do what you need to do. Focus on what your road need to focus on and your journey, and build that platform so other people can see and learn from that.
Why do you, I mean, what's your thoughts on and why do you think that with the evolution of dancehall that singers aren't as predominant as they were back in your day?
Well, the thing, you know, if you notice the music them that is making now, they're all trying to sing. Everybody trying to sing. It's just a different style of singing. Now, back then when we started out, we didn't have trap dancehall and all of these things. And you find that a lot of artists that came out back then and was singing, when they hear the music now, I'm telling you, I heard it many times and I've seen it. And I'm saying to them, but why are you guys sitting around and saying all these crap? Because at the end of the day, you have the talent. It's really, if you want to really turn the table, you're not going to turn the table. You know what I mean? But, you know, why we're not, why singers are not predominant? No, there's nothing that says that we're not. It's really just what the moment is now. Now think about it. If God did just make sun alone and don't make rain and don't make wind, we'd have still a complaint today. A matter of fact, we would even have no complaint, because all we would have know about is sun. I would have know, say, we have to cover up and live under shade every day. You understand? Because we can't live in the sun totally. But God is so amazing that He make sun, but Him give you moon, and Him also give you rain. Him also give you so many different choices of moment that you can be able to be a part of. The music is like that. Everything that we do is the same balance as what God has gave us. It might be a little bit different because we're talking about music. But if you think about it, back then reggae was just reggae. It was just, remember the thing that come from Mentor. Then it got to ska. And then it got to reggae. And then dancehall now taken on, which you call dancehall, because dancehall wasn't dancehall. The beat, the music what them talk about now named dancehall is reggae music. But what it is that it's an upgrade tempo of reggae music. So it swing melody, it swing the style, it swing everything. So it's not that singers are not prominent. It's just that the style of music has changed. So you don't have straight singing again, like how we can say, my heart is filled with so much love and I need, you know, that kind of thing. It's that you will get an artist sing it now. My heart is filled with a lot of love, and create a different vibe. But he must say the same thing, but it's just he must sing, but it's not straight singing like how we know it. It's a trap singing, and it might change up the flow, and it's different. So that's what's been happening, is that the music are evolving and changing as we go along. But the original people, why we are gold and platinums, is because we have something that most young singers nowadays don't have. So what that is that we know how to sing, literally sing, like really sing. We're not talking about allowing a computer to change or to deflect how you sound, and then when you go up on stage, you can't sing it.
Yeah.
We're talking about real, authentic singing.
Exactly.
Now, we were trained that way. You understand? But yet still, we can be able to get a dancehall rhythm and we can do the same thing. And that's why I try to tell you, say, it's not sing, we're not singing. It's the style of music has changed. When I listened to that a while ago, ooh, senorita, loving you and your feature. It's a different kind of singing.
Yeah.
It is not the same 80s, 90s thing. But the 80s, 90s thing is what you call the catalog. Or the lion hog now. We don't deal with cat no more because it's bigger than cat.
Yeah, yeah, man. You know who bring that to my attention? Deli Ranks last week.
Yeah, man. So the lion hog now, as we talk about it now, is something that we did in the past that remains like a part of the history of reggae music. So you find that we can't change that. And most people who are coming up now don't have that. They have to learn that from we. If they want to get an idea what it was back then they have to come and sit with a man like me and we reason. That's why I love young artists, because I like reason with them. Most people talk about, boy, young artists to show off and this and that, but we have to bring some of the love to them too.
Brother,
because, you know, what if we sit down and all we do a bash them, we not try to reach out and give them the strength where they need. In other words, to show say, well, you know, we really pay attention to them too. But, you know, with a little guidance, you know, maybe it will help them to curb things a little better. Because really and truly, I don't find anything wrong with the talent out there. It's really just the content. You know, it's really, it's troubling. Because when a man can come on record and say some things like, you know, violate human being rights.
You
know, it's really where I draw the line and say, well, why, you know, that is not something that is clever. Is, you know, people say it's bold, you're bold, while you come out and say it's not have anything to do with bold. Because remember, you know, a long time people have sex. But it never come out as an open thing where, you know, you just come out on platform and just start talk about sex and where you doing your sex and all these things. Those things don't normally disclose because that's behind closed door. That's your bedroom business.
Exactly. And that's my sentiments exactly. You know what I mean? Just pertaining, you know, wherever go on in your bedroom, that I feel your business, brother. You know, you're not about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it's a girls, man, I don't want to know, say, 5 girls were in a club where they you and them are. I don't want to hear nothing about that. You know what I
mean? But and that's what I try to show you. Say it's really just the content, because at the end of the day, the same ladies them where them a talk about, you know, the same ladies them a dance to the song, you know.
No, true.
So they agree. What they're saying is that it's music, and they agree and they love it because it's rude. It's not. People don't like too much nice things. You know, people like when they're up on the edge and you live on the edge. I love that, you know. You know, people like that.
Touching on the connection that you have with these young artists, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I try to apply that to every aspect of my life. You know, I work in healthcare. I've been in healthcare for about 25 years. You know, and that taught me a lot about humility. And what it did was, you know, taught me that the one way that you get past your differences with anybody is just to accept and respect the fact that everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? So once you accept that, you know what I mean? Because you have some people in a melody. I mean, you're there Jamaica, you're born and grow up Jamaica, so you know you will have a man where you look at him wrong and it's an argument or a fight. And then you have a next person where you mash him can and him will tell you sorry. Oh no, what's not, man? Everything good, man. You know what I mean? So everybody's threshold is different. We all have a breaking point, you know. But it might take you just a little bit more than it might take me. Like the average person, you look on them, you see your cousin do it in a skit. You know what I mean? Oh, tell him where your father. My father, my uncle, brother. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So it's like, but that are just, Jamaican thing. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times the bark is bigger than the bite. You know what I mean? But, and being as though, like I said, once you invoke that ego into play, and you are, when fee say my to. So it's like, no, you don't even remember the fact that, yo, what you wrong, But through him say what him say, your ego not gonna allow you to even see your wrong, and then it just end up escalate to sometimes the point of no return.
Yeah, people are poisoned by their own demons.
Exactly.
I always say this because it's true. We don't think that other people have the right to say things, and and in which they said it. Like I said, there's altercations that I could have been with all my life. You could have hear my name out there in many different things, but it's how me look on life. So watch this. Me there in a crowd, I am in a crowd and hear somebody talking about singing melody. Why he that artist that him can't sing and all of that stuff, and yeah, all of that. This time man are better singer than him and blah blah blah. I've heard that. I've been in situations, I've heard that. And the person don't know me. So another person asked him, so singing melody, and I said, yeah, singing melody is a brown artist, man, a sharp brown youth, man. Thick, clear skin youth. And the day I listened to him, and I could have jumped out and said, you don't know me. And it's an argument right away. But what life has taught me is that everybody have a right to say what they want to say.
Exactly.
I know some things not supposed to say, but you still have a right to say how you feel. And if someone take that away from you, it means that you are not living. You are living for someone else. And we just have to learn that when someone says something, even though it's words and we know them painful, sometimes we have to wait and think and say, why would I say that? And analyze it yourself and see if it's something that you have done. If you can be able to correct something or something. But like I said, I don't try to fight with that feeling. I understand that everybody have a say in this world. I just want, when I come out and record and say something, it means something. And that's just my forte. I'm not trying to have a conversation and a fight with anyone. I'm trying to put love in what I'm doing, and hopefully that you can use that love and spread it across the world. I've been to countries and places to perform, and people bring my album and said to me, this album have saved my life. This particular song have done this to me and done that to me. That's the kind of inspiration that actually kept me in this game, and realize that what I'm saying has some form of value. Artists truly never really know how much they appreciate it until them go to a show and see the response from the crowd. When a promoter book you and you say, really, when I book my for? When me do? And when you go and you see thousands of people like tomorrow at Jerk Fest in West Palm Beach at the fairground, when you go out and you see so much people come out and you see the look on them face when you perform, that should tell you a story.
I truly agree, I mean, more share something with you. I'll just take 1 minute from to share something with you. I mean, everybody who inspired me in some type of way, may have to share, what you guys have done. Because I mean, like I say, I've worked with some of the best producers in the world. I've collaborated with some of the best artists in the world. The contribution that I've made to music has made me travel around the world. I just haven't gotten to a certain point, and maybe that wasn't even what I was supposed to be doing. Maybe this is it. But you said something earlier, and then you said something just now that just made me had to touch on this subject. You said when your mom told you that, a lot of time the same mouth will tell her no, and the same mouth will tell her yes. Nothing don't happen before the time. These are all topics and things that we covered. I was working with one of the best vocal producers in the world, on in close proximity on a daily basis. Me and him did a work together. It end up thus. We get a song, I moderate it. We go on tour at England. Him come back and him get signed by Timbaland, and 12, 13, 14 years in between that time we weren't working together. Me always did have it in my mind, like being as though he was kind of removed from the circumference now. Me did have to kind of start find my way off of my own, find out how to do harmonies, find out how to write song, and you know what I mean, because he took away that part of it. Anyway, I sent this song that I had in my mind to every producer that I was working with at the time. But the one person who I had in mind to do this song was him, but he was either with Britney Spears or doing the music for Empire or scoring for The Simpsons. And I was like, yo, I'm probably never gonna see this guy again in life. So I have to become self-sufficient. A year ago, him called me and asked me if to do a movie. And him tell me, say, want me to play the leading role in the movie. And when him asked me to play the leading role in the movie, somebody called me, a producer when me send the song to 5 years ago, and say, I want to put that song in a movie. I remember say him was the person when me did want to do the song. If you get to me, I say. And,
Yes.
and me call him, and me say, yo, like how me I do movie for you, you must can do me that favor, yeah. And him say, what? I'm say, me need you for this. I don't even need you to make a track. I just need you to do the vocal arrangement, pana song, yeah, so me can get it placed in the movie. And him say, sure. I said, when can you do it? He said, come right now. I just want to share this with you because he's a part of this journey,
I'm used to hearing it's a matter of time before anything I'm hoping for is sure to be mine. And I do believe it, and I get to receive it as I keep these words in my mind each and every time. Just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Who knows it could happen tonight, and it could happen to knows. But who really knows? Who knows? But who really knows? Death sneaks upon you like a thief in the night. Since we're not sure if it's arrival, we gotta live right, though we might get distracted by the things that are sight. We can't go blindly when we enter the light. Before we enter the light, just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Who knows it could happen tonight, and it could happen to knows. But who really knows? Who knows? But who really knows?
As a person that's been in music for a while, I always tell people, you never know until you know.
Right.
Music have a way of capturing souls, and it's two things that actually get you interested into a song or music in general. It's really one, it's the melody. Now, it's so funny that you're interviewing singing melody, and I'm talking to you about melodies. This is the first time, I think, maybe I've said it before, I don't know, but to my knowledge, collection is that it's hard when you have to tell someone the truth, sometimes, because of your feelings and what come over you. But you see, for me, is that melodies was my biggest concern when it comes to music. And hearing the song, it captured me right away because of the melodies.
Wow.
Now, the inspiration that comes from that and the lyrics, they're very captivating because they inspire you. You know, you never really know until you know.
Exactly.
And that's really just what stick out in my mind on the song is really don't do too much speculating.
Right.
Get to learn the process of life and know that everything comes with it,
Right.
and you never know until you know.
Exactly.
Because it has to happen for
Right.
you to know.
Right. Right.
You cannot know things that hasn't happened before unless you were born with Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
And you and him my brother and sister, and you know what him know because it's one of the dead.
Right.
But what me I say in a real life is that the song shot. Me love the melody.
Give
and I
thanks.
love what it has to deal with. I love what it has to deal with. I can see myself playing a song like this and driving and just thinking,
Give thanks.
building my inspiration and knowledge and wisdom, because that's what this song does. It motivates people to get into themselves.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right.
So you see, you just never know until you know.
Yeah, man.
So we give thanks.
Yeah, man, and hearing that from you, and you know, and hearing that from Shined, and hearing Delhi say, "Yo, me do a radio show and me want to play this." When me start, me show them me gonna play this for every show, and you know, and it's just confirmation, not only for my own purpose, but like you said, that I did not write the words to that song; they were channeled into me. I didn't water them down. They just came through me, poured out on me, and the same way they came through me is the same way I articulated it, and I waited 12 years for the right person to bring it out of me the way that I knew that it was supposed to sound.
And that's what music is, you know. The reason why we're timeless is not because we live in the environment every day. No, it's because we step back and look in. And we also realize what's needed, the ingredients that needed. And it might not be on a big scale, because a lot of us think that we're prophets when it comes to music. None of us are prophets.
Nobody.
What we have done is that we have created something that we think people would have accepted.
Exactly.
And then you put it out, and then when you put it out, the disappointment either come or it give a glory later on. Here you said 12 years. Watch this.
Mm-hmm.
When I did the song name, Baby, we get in and out of love so many times. And me do that to a producer called Oasis and leave it the song. When come to me and I said, "Why song bad?" And me I said, "Boy, I don't feel it, you know," but it was just a spread of the moment kind of vibe.
Right.
Him have the song for about 3 years.
Yeah.
Put out the song, nothing now go on for the song. When them put it out, and me all I said to him, say, "Boy, you see it, me tell you, you know, so the song wasn't good enough."
Yeah.
And expanded.
Yeah.
And it just out of the blues. Rory take it up from Stone Love.
Mm-hmm.
And start play the song, and the song just bust. And me even surprised by myself to come here and say, "Yo, even though it's a song where sound good, but boy, to that song I reach here, so me never expect it."
It's a signature song. Stick up in.
But guess what happened? It become a signature. It become a signature because someone who believed in what I was saying and the melodies have captivated them.
Exactly.
It's not like it's a song we never out there before, you know. Remember, this is a song that Michael Bolton do.
Right.
And he now take it and say, "Boy, you know, I love this song so much. I want to give them a reggae version of this song." And I gave them the reggae version. But the rhythm that it was sung on, I didn't think that the rhythm was perfect for the song.
Brother,
because knowing where the song coming from, it's coming from a more slower vibe.
Right.
And then now it step up to a little bit a tempo above that. But at the same time, it wasn't orchestrated the way I want it to be. So therefore, the producer say, "Yeah, man, me have a rhythm, man, fit anything on it."
Classic.
And it become a classic. So what I said to you now is that music no sleep a one-man doorstep.
A true man.
So when you have a song and you record the song, maybe 10 years from now, that song are gonna be the staple song in your career. Look at Want You Back.
Yeah.
The song that you played first when we came on,
Mm-hmm.
before we came on.
Mm-hmm.
When I did that song, you know, it wasn't my choice.
Mm.
The song was slow. It was right in the midst of Bounty Killer and Beenie Man War. why would I put out a slow song like that?
Exactly.
I did the song, so therefore it could go on an album.
Right.
And my producer decided, say, I'll write then and then I'm going to drop the song, Bulby. And when Bulby called me in New York and say, yo, singer, me put out the song, you know. I say, Bulby, you're crazy. You know, see, I've been a man and bounty killer war go on.
Yeah.
He's a John. And he said to me, say, why? Me no think so, you know, me think that song really needed no. And I said, no, we don't need it. But anyway, long story short, him give it to Mighty Mike and I FM. And it's 16 times the man play the song the Sunday. And it's a Sunday show. The man play the song 16 times. And he make a talk. When he pull up the song the 16th time, he say, people, me don't know if you not hear what me hear. But you still a youth singing melody. This a song I go be one of them staple song in them career.
Listen, mama.
And me, on the other end, I listen and I say, boy, I joke. I bound to kill and beat them man a war. Where this whole thing. And I live to see that song come and change dancehall.
Of course.
And put a different flavor. When that song used to play in a dancehall and play in a dancehall even now, it's 2 and 3 times them a play it.
Yeah,
and it shows again that, the song is not selected or chose by the artists themselves. The song, they record a song because at the time, maybe who recording the song and how them feel about the song, record the song. But watch what go on. When you put it out, who the song belong to now? The peoples.
Of course.
They are the judge now. So them are going to make the decision. So the song there become so huge and loved all over the world. It's over, what, 3 million, about 3 million hits.
All right. Me work in a close proximity with Shadow Patrick Lindsay. Shadow did a management at one point. And he managed Sly and Robbie. So me I work in a close proximity for almost 3 to 4 years with Andel Tucker. You know what I mean? Musical genius. And he told me.
Andel, a matter of fact, you know, Andel was supposed to be on this project, you know.
Oh, wow.
But Andel said, boy, Melody, you know me, I run out of that time with the pan tour. But here what happened? We have a link. So continue though. Yeah.
So, you know, working with Andel for 4 years. And, you know, I hear several stories about, you know, the behind the scenes and, you know, how certain things came about. Some of the biggest songs, you know, the songs that were the soundtrack of my life and my friend them life. And me always feel like me have bragging rights so I can go amongst my friend them when I'm talking with music and say, yo, that Cabra song, you don't know all this. So anyway, one of the stories that he told me was about one of the biggest songs in a Maxi Priest career was Wild World. And it's a song where it. It's a song where him never did want to do. It's a song where the producer, I forgot what his name, literally did have to bad him up and say, Maxi, sing the BC song now, man.
Yeah,
man. End up, that's why him say, when him start out the song, you can't hear it in him voice like him and say, like him not even want to sing it. And it becomes one of his signature songs.
Yes.
Yeah? So
that's the identical thing that happened with this song. Because this song was recorded for about 7 times. A matter of fact, it was at a state where I didn't even want to sing the song that they have to call Dean Fraser in the studio to record me because Bulby I said, boy, may I try to get the man to sing the song, the man not sing. So Dean, maybe you can take the voice in it. And him not listen to nothing when I say, because I say I sing, but I not really hear my sing the song. And Dean just come and press record and sit down and them hold a conversation. So me get upset because I say, for my recording session, them man just come now and just sit down and just hold a conversation where me can see them, talk about some other things, and them not focus on what me I do. But little did I know that the genius themselves knows when you're performing.
Exactly.
So they can be able to. So I reach a point where I just got fed up and I say, I'm just going to do one more take, and if they don't get it right, I'll feed them business. But first of all, I never like that song. And when I start singing, I see Dean stop the tape and say, Brethren, I saw you up to sing the song. Me never know what the man are listening, you know. And trust me, the song has been one of my cornerstone. There's so much error with that. When Sly play the rhythm start wrong in terms of musical terms. And all the musicians them in the studio say, Sly, we have to fix that. Sly said, no, fix it up. That are the signature of the song. Kakum, takum, kak, 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 kak.
Yeah, true.
You understand? And Sly said, change.
Yeah.
And that people are going to use to identify the song.
Yeah, true. True.
You know what problem that song give band member to play? We attack the intro with the drummer them.
Wow.
It's always a challenge.
Wow.
Everywhere we're going in the world.
Wow.
You know, working with different bands and so on. So at the end of the day, you're spot on, you're correct. Music, once you do the music, I tell people this. When I record a song, it's my song. But when it releases, it's a people's song. I have no more control over it.
Exactly. So, I mean, after so many years and so much success and accolades of, being this solo artist, what was the reason for, grouping up with phenomenal singers such as yourself? I mean, was that by design or how that they come about?
It's a deliberate move.
Okay.
We grew up together, King Tubby's together, all of us, and we always just admire each other's career because me and Luke used to clash a lot, back in the earlier days, youth vibes. And at a place called Shalamar. So that's how I know about Luke D. And then now I used to be around by King Tubby's. So George from Firehouse Band and Rang Move, we are taught the musicians them now. We used to play rhythm for King Tubby's. George supposed to call Luke uncle. Oh no, Luke is supposed to call George uncle. And me never know, but long after now, I see Luke used to come around there and come check with Tuan. And then they would George them, because Luke used to play in the band too, And he used to do little things in the band and sing. He was like the lead singer for the band. And that's how we met. And when we hear the youth for the first time, I say, the youth are terrible. With no idea that, we were going to have a group, but we get to acknowledge each other. Chilla, you bust already long before we, because Chilla, you bust at Tubby's with juggling, that's what we call juggling every time. It is the same melody of our Cocotte song. Tune in. Yeah. So that Chilla, you was already a star, getting there. So when I met Chilla, you and I hear me, I say, that youth are sick. So we used to just be friends, like, when all singers live in us, singers have this harmony where we're different from every other artist in the world because we recognize talent and we draw closer to people who have talent and we analyze them and so on. So Luke and I and Trilla used to always link up and we used to always talk about groups and things and the Mighty Diamonds, the Paragons, and these music were playing, taking over radio station at the time when we were youths. And after listening to these music, after a while now, the music started to evolve again and changed to solo artists now. So when it started to change to solo artists now, the radio man them stop playing the harmonizing music from groups. So the more take over now, I play the pinchers and I play this and I play that. So the group songs weren't playing that much again. So we were always looking at it and said, boy, it's a shame me because these songs are such beautiful songs and they're not. But we jokingly with us say one day we're going to have a group and we're going to change back things. And out of that conversation, we met another singer, Tony Curtis, because I knew Tony Curtis long time. And Curtis, me used to carry Tony Curtis and Jigsy King down country every evening after studio. Because me did have a little small car, my first little mini minor. And we call Mr. Bean car. Me also have one of them, that blue one. And me I drive, back then a big car because, even though it's an older car, but you crisp it up and put on some rims. Like, man, I say, what? And that was the means of transportation. So because a bus them take come at town, music carry them home every evening. So that's how me know Tony Curtis, but Tony Curtis used to watch me and sing. Back in them time in a dance hall when I look through fence and I watch where I sing and think and so on. So that inspiration there and the love there, we joined the love there together and we introduced Tony now to the rest of the man them. So Tony now become the head cornerstone of the thing now because Tony now start encourage me to make we have a group, which him never know say we already that think about that already.
Yeah.
So you see how God work? God knows that this were ordained to be. So when we decided to make this happen, 1997, to be exact,
Wow.
we decided to pull that together and say, you know what, we have to change music again. And this is one of the first solo group with 4 solo singers in the history of reggae music. So right away again, we create history again, another thing. And we were the birth of a whole heap of other group that comes after us. You understand? We were the one who bring back that kind of a group thing there, where enough man want to sing again, because loves make a difference. So 1998, put out the first song, Sweetness of Your Love. And from there, so a history.
Wow. That's good.
But it's a deliberate move to save what we call the harmonizing music in Jamaica. And that's why up till today, Lost still remains. We might not have a lot of work, but we done a volume of work that speaks for itself, and we continue working together as a group, and we still perform together same way, solo and as group.
So the very first song you guys recorded as a group was Sweetness of Your Love.
Sweetness of Your Love, which became the #1 song, collected numerous awards that year. You know?
That one now. All right, this? Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Remember the night.
Wow.
When you held me tight. Girl, you swept my feet away. What more can I say?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Remember that special day.
Cha-cha.
Girl, when you came away, oh, you touched me. You kissed me with more than I said.
You see,
We've been living in the light.
you see how music puts you back in this time, because automatically it just put me back to, you know, that Biggie, you know, Biggie and you know what I mean? It just brought me right.
And that was the time. That was the time where music, that track with Sting was doing extremely well. And you know, we took it because we said, well, this is a track that we can use and come out with a song that we wrote. Because one of the things that people never knew is that Lost wasn't going to do cover versions song. Lost was made because we were already doing that in our solo career.
Right.
We were doing covers and we were doing that. So when we bring Lost together, our own design was to write and to create a body of work that Lost could be different, you know, from the solo artist aspect. But as we go along, things change because music don't have no boundaries and it don't have no borders. Michael Jackson cover song, Lionel Richie cover song,
exactly.
the greatest of the great cover whole heap of song. Look on John Holt, Alton Ellis, and Gregory and enough man. No people never know what half of the songs them when them sing was cover version.
One of the biggest group in the world, one of the longest standing groups in the world, Isley Brothers. Them cover how much song? Hello, Summer Breeze makes me feel fine. All of them, you know what I mean? So it's like we just that you hear a song, you love it, and it means so. All right, one of Whitney Houston's biggest song was a cover song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know,
we understand the farmer. We got it. We get it back then, and we say, you know what? We want Lost to be a musical group that when people see us perform, it's like magic. You know,
right?
They have never seen anything like this. So I remember when Buju concert, when Buju came out of incarceration, and we were on the tour with Buju, and we went to Trinidad. First time Lost ever gone in Trinidad. People never know what to expect and who this Lost thing is. Them know Singing Melody, them know Tony Curtis, them know Luke D, Trilla You, them familiar with some of our solo songs. But when they hear Lost, them I wonder which new group this. You understand? And when we came on together and we started to perform, people was mesmerized that, trust me, the show was on a different level. It was Buju moment. But I can tell you, people get a treat of something that they were surprised. They didn't know that it was us. So it took them on a journey that was just so memorable and so spiritual that up till today, promoter Carlos still from Trinidad, the one that kept the show, and they say, well, I want you guys to come back, by yourself, and we bring you back, Buju, we want you back on the show again.
Right.
Because people talk, they said that these guys, it's a different kind of feeling, And that's what we wanted Lost to be.
Yeah.
Wanted Lost to be a treat, a musical treat when they get us. That's why when you put us on a show, I give us 2 minutes and 3 minutes. It's hard because Lost have so many hits individually and collectively.
Right.
So Lost need at least them on stage to perform solo songs and to perform group songs. It's magical.
No, man. I mean, trust me, I witnessed you guys a couple times. I actually there was a time when every show where Keep a Feeling Me was the headliner before the headliner.
Right.
So me to kind of solidify my spot over here. You know what I mean? And I do my, so but I tell a Melody, man, I mean it's so many different things that that can be said about your contribution.
The road is, I tell you this much, the road is so long and still we have a long road ahead of us. Let's see what the future brings. But I envision writing my own journey and started already on my own book of my inspiration in music and the lessons and learning. We have got content, so we have got teaching methods in the book. It's not just a book that you're just gonna read and learn about my journey, but we're gonna have inspiring moments so other artists can build from, and people who need that kind of energy can go back to that book and pick out something like the Bible, like a Proverbs, and read and realize that motivations doesn't really happen by chance. It's by choice.
Yeah, man. And then you've been saying it all night that you said once you put out a song, then that song is no longer yours. It becomes the people's.
Exactly.
Once you become a performer and an entertainer, your life no longer belongs to you.
Exactly.
So you're a servant. Because this what we do, what we're able to do, what we were chosen to do, what we were ordained to do. Is beyond us. So we're just vessels. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you might
so it's a higher power.
Right. It's channel, people utilize it for people misinterpret, people utilize it for some of the wrong purpose. Some people are just like I said, once you become a slave to what you tend to kind of veer away from what
you become a doctrine and a trend.
Right.
So you seen it work because and I always say this to people when they come to me and say to me, boy, I only make the money, mash up the music. I say, who mashing up what? I said, no, man, you need to go back and check. No, nobody's mashing up anything, they're mashing up themselves. Because at the end of the day, if you decided you're gonna see something going wrong and continue going the wrong way with it, it's because it's two things can happen, Is that one, you're not aware that you're doing something wrong. And two, you are aware but you don't care. Right? You're doing what you think will work for you. Now, if I sit back and say, all right, let them go on with it because see there, we build it and give them and then mash it up. That means that would be the end of you. There's no continuation of you and the goodness of you.
That's true, man.
So let me continue saying on the program, do what you're doing. Do what you know that is best to do. And that is all you can do, is your best. And when your best is not good enough, you try to do your best again. Because guess what? Life doesn't just stop because you give up. Other people still are trying. And other people still are create. Other people still are do things. Other people still are thief. Them still are beg. Them everything still are evolve when you decide to stop.
Exactly.
Everything still are happen under your watch. Same way.
No, you agree something else, man. I mean, attribute that to what I said about egos too, because people like me say tend to ego is what kind of drive you to feel like your way or the hunger way. And if your way, was the hunger way, why when time you're dead and gone, you never carry your way with you? I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know what I said? So I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I just this journey that I'm on, brother. And having the opportunity to correspond with people like you, you know what I mean, and everybody who's forwarded to this platform. I mean, whether young artists when nobody don't know about. A young lady was here last week, phenomenal talent, and and she has the ability to be the next whoever are the first this. And when I say she's crazy talented, and our spirits connected in a manner in which she forwarded to the platform and talked about some very disturbing things that happened to her in her childhood that I didn't even ask her to. You know what I mean? And it was just like one question spawned her just pouring out her heart, and she was like, yo, I don't even normally do stuff like this, but I was just so inclined to speak on it. And I said, I'm glad that you chose this platform to talk about that, because even if it's not a million people on this live right now, once we post this, it's going to be there forever. And it's going to be some little girl that's probably afraid to speak up that might see this and speak up. Or it might be somebody who's planning to do the same thing that they've done to you, and they might think twice about it. So you using this platform for that purpose, to say what you say and did what you did, that takes a lot of like courage, and you're a very selfless person to have went through what you went through and still take this moment where you could have been this beautiful girl with this amazing voice and just put the focus on that.
You know what? One of the problem I think that many people have is not being themselves.
Exactly.
And when you're not being yourself, it means that you get caught up in something or some demon activities that allow you not to see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because we're all fighting them demons, and we're fighting them for a long time, So our story sometimes comes out in the music, sometimes it comes out in movies, sometimes it comes out in all different kind of manner of stuff, and that's why we keep learning and entertaining ourselves with the same ideas and the same ideas that hurt us 10 years ago. You will see it in a movie and it reflect back on your mind, and you say to yourself, so, why would I watch this movie? It bring back so many memories. How much time you talking to people and hear them say, why I don't want to see that? It bring back too much memories. And I don't want to do that because why? I remember, that's disturbing. It's because we're all fighting that demon, And one of the things that I've learned is that being yourself allow you to release that demon. To control yourself allow you to, people really don't care about your issues, I'll tell you why I tell you people don't care about issues. You ever sit down and tell a brethren where you go to, and when him done and you get up, him sympathize with you, but when him done and get up, him gone, no remember nothing about that,
All right then. Maggie.
So what that's telling you is that telling people your business is really one thing, but sharing your experience is another.
Exactly.
Sharing your experience means that you're helping
to
create a new society and a different society.
Exactly.
So you use yourself as an example to teach other people that these things happen. They're real. And if you have ever gone through this, don't be afraid to talk, because it tells you to release the demon.
There's no testimony without test.
All right. There you go.
There's no message without mess.
Yes.
And like I said, I was just saying the same thing remotely close to what you said to somebody just yesterday. I said, yo, I was running a joke with a lady. I said, you realize when people walk up to you, in actuality, you're saying, how are you doing? You know what I mean? But people say, how you doing, right? Because and then when you really take the time out to say, well, my dog died and my wife, you're quick to see how quick people take with them say, oh well, I gotta run, I'll see you later. And you ask me how me doing, you know.
Yeah. Well,
a man tell me, a man
and that's why I said to you that everything about life is timing. Everything about life is choice. Everything about life is learning. Everything about life is listening. Everything about life is seeing. Everything about life is the unseen.
Right.
So if you sums up all of that, what that is saying to you as an individual, see no evil, hear no evil, but see it and don't say it, it is wrong. And then see it and don't, and act like you don't see it is also a problem. And see it and don't see it is also not a problem, because guess what? Me help me move away from the problem there. So people, when they approach you, they really just want to hear nice things. How you doing? Like today, like me have a style, you know. I'm going to the supermarket. Like today, me and my wife going to the supermarket, and you know, me and my wife basically we have the same personality. You know, we are people persons, so we greet people well and we make them feel very welcome. You know, so while I was not supermarket, in the hardware store, and while I was in the hardware store, I was asking for help, but I didn't just go and ask for the help. I stopped to talk to the guy who was working in Home Depot and asked him. I said, "Why, you know, see the hi, how you doing, man? How the day I go? How everything I go?" And I said, "Why, you know, we just there upon the work, you know, trying to get the work done, you know." And I said, "Otherwise from that, you good?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." I said, "All right, it's good to know that, man. You know what? I need to find a hair compressor." But I didn't go off trying to put him on a limb for him to explain himself. But what I've done is to really just checking in with a brethren, to say genuinely, "How you doing, man?" Because maybe if he had said something bad, I would have said, "Boy, you know, I'm really sorry to hear that, you know." But then when we walk out of the store, me's a different person still, because all me stay, me build a whole heap of emotions. So me feel people pain. That's why I don't like people. I don't like when people dead. I want to see people live. You know, especially carelessly kill people or murdering people. I don't really believe that solve no issue, because you still live with another demon where you have to go fight, and then you set yourself 20 times backwards when you take a human being life carelessly out of this world. You are dead. You are a dead man walking, because guess what? That act that you have just created set you back in life for more than 100 years. So you might not even live to discover what you have done and to bring your life to justice. So you see this demon that we're fighting, it's real, it's out there. People are fake with it and make it seem like everything is going good. But then if you let them in your space, you realize that they have these demons, and then what they end up killing you at the end of the day, because then you just never know.
Real talk, man. No, man, I see serious something I'm saying, man. Yeah,
it's deep. It's deep. It's deep.
Yeah,
so it's good when people can be able to come out and express themselves, so they free themselves from these demons, because it's not she alone go through that. In a Jamaica alone, and anywhere in the world you go, half of the abuse that you find in homes is created by family.
Exactly.
Our family friend.
Exactly.
Our family outside of family, because you know you have the immediate family, then you have uncle, then you have auntie, cousin, and most of the little abuse them are going, and we don't call them little abuse, is really from that side of family, or a family stranger, or a family friend who come in, who was trusted to be in that space.
I think I don't know. I think a lot of times, as much things as I do during the course of the day, I don't know when I get the opportunity to look at life the way that I do, other than the fact that, like I said, there's a higher power channeling to me that I've been 100% in tune with. And it's like even things that I say them without even thinking about them, because they just come through me without a filter. And and I tell people that people take for granted how essential we are to each other's existence. And I say that to say that The way you go about a situation can affect someone that isn't even born yet.
Absolutely.
When you have this outrage at that man that violated that young girl down in Jamaica and held her down and did these unthinkable things to her, and oh, him for dead and him for do this and him for do that. But you have a brethren will sit on side of you, will call to little pitney every day, and you don't have anything to say about that, then you're a part of the problem, brother.
Yeah, and that's why I said that people in generally pay attention to other people's problem and not featuring their own self into it.
Exactly.
And not realize that they are part of the problem too. You know, it's the same people that come up and fight gay, but are the same people that are rape, are the same people that are kill or steal.
Exactly.
And them not see that them for them sin is a part of the problem too.
Exactly.
You know? So at the end of the day, we understand that life itself, and I'm gonna say this in a short note. Life itself is a summary of everything that is good and bad. You have to weigh that scale to see how much you can carry in that bag. Because if the bag too heavy, it's gonna tip on one side of the scale and you gonna feel that pressure. So if it's not balanced, because remember, you know, we all born in sin and shaped in iniquity, as what my mom used to say.
Mm-hmm.
We're born in sin because we come and see the sin in the world, right? But we're born pure. But how did we learn so much evil? Is because we learn them from our peers and growing up as a child, because a child born pure and innocent, you know.
Of course, of course.
And then we teach them everything else where them learn. And then they become a part of the system now and a part of the as we call it, the human being program.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind was programmed because of your environment, and everything that you have learned in your environment become you and become a part of you. The only time you get rid of that sometimes is when you're reaching your old adult stage. You realize that, rotted, you know, these things are affecting me for these so many years, and I just realized that there are, you know, such things. And people sometimes never really catch things until they get into a certain kind of level in their life, until they get to a different place. Sometimes it's like it's like you're watching a Daytona race and you see 100 car, your eye just step on the 100 car then, but for some reason the one at the front stick out, but it not stick out that much because they bungle so much, and it's just a little tiny space between the leader and the rest of the car them. So it's like sometimes you never know who will lead. You understand? But it is a race.
You said something that was very profound, and it's been a topic that I've been speaking on for a minute now, and I guess it kind of boils down to us actually saying the same thing, but just kind of saying it in a different manner. When you were talking about the bag and, you know, the balance, every aspect of life requires balance. And I was going out on a limb and saying, who is there to say what is good from what's bad? Because you could be that person that's just sitting in your house, not doing anything to anybody. You feed the homeless, you pay your taxes, you stay out of everybody's way, and it's still gonna be somebody that's gonna be like, I'm going like him better than everybody else. You know? So what you're doing, even though it's right, to someone it's gonna be wrong. So it's like,
Can't please the world.
Exactly.
Like again, you said the same thing. And we can sit here and we can go around it in so many different ways, but it still means the same thing as you just said before.
Bro, you say potatoes, I say potatoes.
Yeah. So see, so it is real.
Yeah.
It is real. And believe me when I say this, and I say it in with no apology, that I am glad for every opportunity that life has thrown at me, because that's what made me who I am today. You know, I have no regrets, I tell people, because the regrets is what's gonna put you back into the demon fighting world. Where you say, boy, me have to regret you, and boy, I'm sorry, say me never do this, I'm sorry, say me never do that. If you keep sorrying, you become just sorry ass, sorry for the word and the language. But if you keep telling yourself that you are who you are, then eventually you will become that. I've learned that in the physics of life, is that you got to tell yourself good things to become good things. In the beginning, it was the word, and the word was with God, and God is the word. So at the end of the day, if we are telling ourselves that we can't make it, and we're not going to make it, and this not going to happen, and that not going to happen, then, we might just not happen, But if you really need to come out of that, then you need to start motivate yourself and keep friends who motivate you. Keep people around that inspire you and keep pushing you on the good side of life, And I think that's what everybody needs and in their life as a part of, the learning experience, or you call it the learning curves.
Yeah, man, I tell people, whenever you go through something, be happy. Be happy. Be happy because you're not being consumed by it. You're not drowning in it. You haven't been killed from it. You're actually going through it.
Yes,
so
and that's what it is.
Just keep going.
Keep going, man. Because on the other side of it, you're gonna probably like what you see, or you might not like what you see.
Exactly. If you become apprehensive and don't, like keep going, you'll never know what's on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So
never know what's on the other side.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
And at the end of the day, I feel like I know, like you said, somebody looked at you and asked you, did you know you would be where you are now? And you didn't know.
I wouldn't about that, man.
Pioneers never know. Someone told me 20, like, I'm the type of person, I'm on my job, and I could say a word, and everybody on my job starts saying that word, or like me have a style where I call everybody Ishmael. You know what I mean? Ishmael, and it just becomes like everybody I say it. And like the boss, everybody's apprehensive when them see the boss, and me I call all the boss Ishmael. And I must say, yo, so a brother come to me and say, yo, you have the ability to reach people in a way where you didn't even understand. And he told me that before I was even half as conscious as I am right now. And I never knew that it would evolve into me having a platform and talking to people like you. And even though we're here to talk about music, I tell people that this is so much more than just that. Because
before you become music, there was a person who was you. Who are you and who were you?
Exactly.
When you started, you must have a thing. I say this in a nutshell. Whatever life show at you, you should be ready.
Exactly.
Because if you're not, you will get hit hard. And that hit you get doesn't mean you stay down.
Exactly.
It means that you can get up. You get up, because most people who get hit hard never get up back.
Exactly.
Exactly. But if you get the chance to get up and run as fast as you can. Give everything in you. Make it happen at that moment for you to escape, not staying down. And we can talk, we can swim, we can ride, we can drive, anything we want to do with the knowledge that we've been talking about here all day, all night. We can do with it. But no matter where you swing go with it, it's still going to come back to say, hey, look, life is for the living. It's not for the dead.
That's true, man. You know why me there I smile right now? Because if you look at all of the greats, if you dig up any Bob Marley video you want, you can lock your eye and just press or just say Bob Marley. And you never hear Bob sit down and talk about all the chords and the strings and the writing every interview with Bob have him talk about life. If you look at Marvin Gaye, every interview with him have him talk about life. You know what I mean? It's not your boys and who you hang with and this and that. They might talk about life because this music is what channels us to make a difference within the world. It has so much power within it. You know what I mean?
You have two kind of people in the world. You have people that was sent, and you have people who come.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who was sent, them sent for a specific reason, and that's why you will always see them because they were sent. It's like God knows that we're gonna need 589 million doctors because He know that the generation and human being on earth are gonna need more doctors. So when a man become the first doctor, how him alone supposed to be taking care of everybody else?
A true man.
So God knows that we're gonna need more people
A true man.
to become doctors. We're gonna need more nurses. We're gonna need more carpenter. We're gonna need more drivers. We're gonna need more conductors. We're gonna need more mechanics. We're gonna need so. Even though it's the same jobs and it's the same line of stuff, people are still getting the same jobs. Why? Because it takes a multitude. It takes a multitude to take care of a multitude. You cannot,
brother. It come right.
People cannot take care of themselves.
You didn't even have to care. You didn't even have to complicate it. You already said it. Just say it in a layman terms for the people in the back. No, it comes with balance.
Yes.
It comes with everything. It come if you never have criminal, you will not have police.
There you go.
If you never have sick.
It's because the laws were broken in the past, and them say, well, we have to design a force where we fight against.
Right. If you never
everybody will break the law.
Yeah, you get to me say so. You know what I mean? People would not make cars if there were nobody to drive them. So it has to be balance, you know what I mean? And
balance, brother, balance.
And that is the key. That is the key to it all, brother. You know, and that is the thing where, I feel like a lot of people don't understand. And it's okay because, like you said,
you have to learn too,
Yeah,
and
then if everybody understood all at the same time, then
no, we can't. We're not gonna have that. We'll never see that. As Bully Cat said, that will never happen.
You remember begging for my brother. Cause you're not gonna escape, Even though the reason is so lovely, everybody will forward over here. Give me a little overall settings, live dub plate, so I can have it for my archive and put it in a something. I just need you for just make the people hear your voice state. I know you have, I see you real have 20 pieces here already, so I know you're fully capable. So anything out of your catalog where you want to drop for the overall setting, so I can have it as something in my archive to play every time.
We gotta give thanks. We got to give thanks, yes. Overall set the and that you gotta give thanks. We gotta give thanks, yes. Overall done the story. Yes, you gotta shake hands. You got to shake hands, yes, for the job they have done. Say what? Lady, are you saying to me? Did you mean to tell me? Overall setting, set the thing, from early out. I want them to know. I think on should. Yeah, man. Overall settings, on the settings. And I write the set there, We gotta run as fast as I can just to get right next to you. Overall settings, you understand? Is the settings right now with up on the platform where I shoot positive things. You understand?
I'm not begging I'm not gonna say it on camera too. So at some point in time, can say this a reason that I'm not over. More forward come over your platform to when your time allows. And try see if you can get the family over here, man. We'd love to talk to the whole of the man them so we can, you know what I mean? If it's at all possible, me and Triller you good. We've spoken on several occasions. Somebody actually called Tony Curtis. Actually, me and Luke D good too, true snapper. So I kind of know everybody. You know what I mean? So
well, the thing is that there you go. It's really for you to put it together. You know what I mean? I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I mean, you can do it because to get lost to on any show and anything, you have to go through a series of stuff.
Right.
Even interviews, it's also difficult, you know. But in this time where we have technology and stuff, you know, it changes the whole game because then we can be able to know have a camera this, have a camera this, and we bring the whole of them together and we can be able to talk.
This particular platform can facilitate up to 10 people.
All right, so there you go.
Yeah.
So having 5 of us here is just a matter of time, you know.
Yeah, man. We all can bring all the temptation too.
Yeah, man. So before we check out, we just want people to know that the album is out there. The next chapter of my life is out there doing really nice. And you know, if you're streaming, we ask you to go on Spotify or Amazon or anywhere you want to go with that. You buy your own music. The album is there by Singing Melody. The next chapter. Go out and cop a copy. And if you like the old stuff, you still can find them. They're there. And, you know, we call them the gold stuff now because they're not, you can't find them again. You know, so if you never had it from before, then why we say dog name your supper, maybe pusto. But that's right there, you know. The platform to reach me, and of course, you know, on IG Singing Melody, of course, on Twitter Singing Melody, of course, Facebook Singing Melody Music, and YouTube Singing Melody JM. And of course, look out for the platform, look out for the show entering into the streaming platform, which is YouTube, Whole of Reasoning, and that's the name of my show on my platform on IG. Since before the pandemic and little before the pandemic becomes the pandemic. And I've been really holding on to it for a while because I realized that also building my inspiration when it comes to food and life and the balance of life, which is a part of life. You know, so we ask people to check it out on IG. And of course, it will be coming over onto YouTube streaming platform shortly, you know, as we talk. But we give thanks for the opportunity as well to be here because most artists feel, or I would say most artists, some artists they choose platform to go on because they think that, you know, we're helping people to make money off us, but everybody make money off of everybody, you know. I mean, the artist sing because he can able to make money off of the fans, and it's an investment. Exactly. So when I go on platforms, I try to make sure if it's not going good, to make it go good, and also if the person who is interviewing me is not as adequate as we're supposed to be, or adequate in the interview, I will lead it and make sure that they go right and we can be able to help to build each other. So, but I just want to big up this program because you have articulate and demonstrate, you know, the professionalism in terms of being, you know, a person to talk and reason with a person to get the sense out of life, you know, and that is really where we have a story. That is where we have a platform where people can go on and really watch something that is different. This becoming our new TV now. You know, TV has now in your house has become dormant.
True.
There you go.
True.
Overall settings.
Yeah, give thanks, you know. And you know, so I think it's only ideal since we're about to get out of here for play one of my favorite singing melody. Reaching out to everybody. I'll link up on the other side, brother. Big up yourself. Check out that one.
Every time. We give thanks again for every opportunities, you know, and everything. On TikTok, Singing Melody Music. Don't forget. We're there, you know, and we're there everywhere. And if you last, just Google Singing Melody. #1 music as well. I'm on that platform as well. So music is there to listen all over the world. Just remember that to leave a contribution by buying the album or stream it. So we know that you play a part of giving back. There's always a part of returning the favor with each other. Blessings.
Man, as I respect my general. Bless.
I'm gonna hurry back home to my baby, hurry back home. There's no if or maybe. Sometimes when the road gets lonely and you need a friend, someone that you can depend on.
Singing Melody. Classic interview. And next one that under the belt. 3 that me gone, 3 more tomorrow. You don't know. The Living Fire Chuck Fender will be here tomorrow. You overs. Yeah, man, big up Central Express. Brother, we know say you are the pro, but you see how hard we work do. So we're going to try go and go start out that. Big up Aya Simba upon the live right now. You don't see big up Scott Painter upon the live. Big up Brass Assay upon the live. KD Vibes upon the live. Everybody with it feature the engine night. Father Biggs, Donna Senton, Mermaid Settings, Jamrock Records. Everybody way forward. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. And I promise you, I'm going to bring you no more shows like this. Yeah, man, I'm going to go and bless up on yourself. Fico settings, overall settings, signing. You don't know the shapes. Yeah.
Love you as you are. Girl,
You're a good man, you know. See this out.
Put the bad boy, put the bad boy, yeah. Put the bad boy, I'm not gonna lie. Never ever Uda. I swear I need a good woman to make a sacrifice. Put it to broke her back to make her fika be feel nice. I always stand good, till it damn man good. To the them and them alone forget the price. And I swear I need a good woman to make a sacrifice. Put it to broke her back to make her fika be feel nice. I always stand good, till it damn man good. To the them and them alone forget the price. Yeah. When time to be successful, you need a good woman when I can make life stressful. Man, I'm no time for being regretful. Can't act think like she a living a cesspool now. She better go and believe it. Yeah. She better go and believe it. Yeah. From she only faith and the results can be great. So listen to the words of my state. Well, I need a good woman to make a sacrifice. We need to broke her back to make her fika be feel nice. Hey, always stand good, they live them and good. Then them and them alone forget the price. And I swear I need a good woman to make a sacrifice. We need to broke her back to make her fika be feel nice. Hey, always stand good, they live them and good. Then them and them alone forget the price. I must say, love girl adore us. And I want to tell them friends how them want hardcore us and explore us from ear to porous. Tell them selfie chillers like them can't ignore us. Now we don't want to sound ungrateful. We do not done share, we feel have a plateful. Yes, a real woman, she is more than faithful. Coming like angels, so pure and graceful. I swear I need them.
The whole world talking about overall settings. You're flying high now, sound boy, with a jump and sound. Overall a killer sound. Overall a murder a sound boy. Overall a killer jump and